Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
A slow-moving cold front crossing West Virginia is stirring up some strong thunderstorms capable of heavy rain today, and we will see additional opportunities for rain each day into next week. So for accumulation, first breaking this down up until 8 a.m. Saturday in this time frame, the lowest amounts near Beckley in that deeper blue is still 3/4 of an inch. Meanwhile, a good inch for Charleston, for Elkins, the higher amounts near Bluefield, Huntington, Parkersburg, near Morgantown, and Martinsburg. Those areas are approaching the 2-inch range. Extending this through 8 a.m. Wednesday, the higher areas are now approaching 3 inches for running accumulation, approaching 2 inches for Charleston and Beckley, still a good 1.5 inches expected. Our focus will be on the potential for some damaging winds and maybe some hail as we head through the rest of the afternoon and evening with these storms progressing from west to east. That improves heading into the overnight hours in terms of the severe threat, but additional waves of showers and storms that will be capable of heavy rainfall will be with us as we head through Thursday as well. Briefly drying out Thursday night, but additional rain building in Friday. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. We are not the only ones seeing thunderstorms. Pretty wet travel expected just about anywhere you're heading in the coming days. Panhandle to Panhandle forecast. Temperatures falling into upper 40s to low 50s looking north, and then 71 New Cumberland, 72 Moundsville, Morgantown only 68 for a high on Thursday. Mid-50s east and mid-60s for highs. So we're settling into some cooler air behind this cold front. Elkins 58 tonight. Parkersburg 50 for a low temperature, then 72 for a high. Elkins not quite reaching 70. As we go southward, we'll see Bluefield with 62 and mid-70s to the lower 70s across southern parts of the region for our Thursday. Gradually returning to some 80s over the weekend, but staying very wet into next week.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is MetroNews Hotline, presented by Salango Law. MetroNews Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. For your entertainment, Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Or call 800-765-8255. Here's the host for MetroNews Hotline, Dave Weekley.
Hello, West Virginia. We are back for more in the 304. Time to get it done in the 681. Time to start this 3-hour audio tour for Wednesday, May 20th, 2026. More than halfway through the month of May. Can you believe that? Metro News Hotline. Metro News Hotline comes to you from the Salango Law Studios. Visit salangolaw.com. And it's hot. It is hot. I'm sorry. Did I say something? I just got the show just started, Ryan. Why are you giving me the evil eye?
Oh, that's my resting face.
Oh, that's your resting face. Okay. All right. Well, it's hot. You wouldn't know anything about that.
In the words of Will Smith, oh, that's hot.
Yeah, drop it.
Sorry about that. I had to arrange for my refrigerator to be delivered.
Oh, that hasn't happened yet?
No, I tried to time my lunch out where it was the last hour of their delivery window was when I took my lunch.
Right.
Hoping that either I could go earlier if they called or I would be there when they arrived. But, of course, the last hour of their delivery window was 2 hours ago. At least it's coming today, so that's better than what a lot of people get.
You know what? It's a good topic for a really hot day to talk about a refrigerator delivery.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm quite excited. This is my first new refrigerator in since we remodeled the house 15 years.
You know,
we needed one.
That was the main topic of my dinner conversation with Linda last night about your refrigerator delivery.
Oh, really? Because we talked about it a little bit. Yeah, I remember
she has
that.
specific ideas about. Women love refrigerators.
I'm telling you, man.
You know, they look. Is that a sexist remark?
I'm not sure. Look,
Yeah.
Just briefly, here's my background. Just briefly here. Here's my background on this. We started getting some problems with, like, we tried to fix it. Like, the compressor was going bad. It wasn't working right. The ice maker. It was just, they don't make these things last long anymore. So 15 years is a pretty good run for.
Darn right.
What was a upper mid-range refrigerator to start with. It was a decent run for it. So anyway, we knew we had to get a new one. So we take the kid, we go to the refrigerator store one night, and we look around. We're like, it's either that one or that one. The next day, we do a little research. We go back and we're like, okay, we want to do that one. Let's order it. So I'm like, okay, we're done. Let's order it. So, like, I don't know, like a week goes by or something like that. I was like, honey, you told me you were going to send me that final model. You want me to go ahead and order that? She's like, well.
Uh-oh.
So then there became a thing about the ice. Like, there had to be a particular kind of ice that we had to make. And so we had to test. We had to go back and look at different ones that had different types of ice makers that made a particular kind of ice. And then I don't know, because this was like 6 months ago our refrigerator went bad. So we're finally getting one. And I decided on one 6 months ago.
That's so funny. Okay, first of all,
I'm just kidding, honey, for listening.
Like any guy, when I went to the big box store and saw that I could get a refrigerator with like a TV in it.
Oh, no. See, I was the opposite of them.
Or I could get a refrigerator where I could send like email when I go to the thing for milk. And I'm thinking, but you don't really need that unless they want to sponsor our show. And if that's the case,
then that's the case. Yes, let us talk about your AI refrigerator.
That's right.
We definitely will talk about that with glowing reviews.
Right. Buy the refrigerator, please. Buy
these
that
refrigerator.
I have to tell you though, like I was of two minds on one of those because I did go and look at those, and like my first thought was that's ridiculous. I wouldn't even think about it. My second thought was after looking at it, like the TV stuff is dumb. Like I wouldn't be involved in the TV stuff at all. But the grocery tracking thing and like the list that you can sync with your phone and it notifying you when you're out of milk or like when the expiration date is. But I mean, I was like, wow, that could be. I was like, forget it. I don't need another one of these things in my life. The truth of the matter is that my house was perfectly smart like 5 years ago. It was beautifully smart. Like anything I wanted with my lights, my TV channels, anything I wanted to do in my house, it was perfectly smart 5 years ago. Every service is now broken, and it's terrible.
Oh, my.
Like everybody's just broke their service. They made them smarter with AI, and it doesn't do anything right anymore.
One more thing about the TV and the refrigerator. When you first see it, you start thinking, man, when I have all the boys over at the house to watch the game, if they're going into the kitchen to grab beers or whatever, they won't miss a play. They'll be able to watch the game on
right
the refrigerator.
There on the refrigerator.
And how many times in real life would that actually
never,
happen?
Man, never.
Never
Why would you want to watch something on that? I mean, sure,
Never
you have a
happened.
tiny screen, but if you want to watch it on a tiny screen, you can watch it a foot from your face on your phone.
Yeah.
You don't need it to be on your refrigerator.
Yeah. But I think that's just in our guy DNA that when we see a TV in a place we haven't seen one before, we naturally default to like, oh, man, when all the boys come over. And you start going back to your days when you're like 24 years old and a bachelor. Let me just say this to the guys out there who are in their cars driving around right now. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, the boys don't come over anymore.
No.
They don't come over. The other thing about a new refrigerator is the old refrigerator. The old refrigerator that's got to go to the garage.
No, I've happily paid mine's not recoverable, so I happily paid the fee to get rid of it.
How many of us have garages with old refrigerators in them?
I have a basement with the turkey fridge, so I do have some skin in this game.
I'd like to know more about the special ice. What's the ice deal?
It's a texture thing.
Oh.
It's a texture of ice. It's a texture of ice thing, a particular type of texture. And there's like actually a medical reason, but I don't want to get all into it. But it's very important to have this very specific kind of I mean, it wasn't, but now it's very important for us to have this particular type of ice that our refrigerator.
Coop, it's 2026, and at my house, I'm the ice maker. Every single day, I've got the trays.
You use trays?
Yes.
All right, so
trays.
I have to ask a man that still uses ice trays, and bear with us here. If you listen to this program, you know this is the important type of thing that we get into.
Fridge
ice
talk.
talk. Here we go. Plastic trays that you have to kind of bend to pop the ice out, or do you have like the little lever that you pull to pop them out?
Plastic.
Okay, that's the way to go, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those lever things, you could cut yourself on those, man. I didn't really like those.
And when you see those things at the thrift store, bundled, buy them.
12 or 18.
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I think it's 12.
12. That's
It's
standard. I think
12.
12 is standard, like
You
eggs.
know.
Yeah.
You know. And it was funny, too, when I was at the beach last week, I threw away all the old, well, Linda threw all the way. Oh, as a guy, I've never thrown anything away. Okay, well, let me ask you this. I hadn't been in my condo in like 8 months, maybe closer to 9. She threw all the ice out immediately, so I was iceless for about, an hour.
Right.
And that sets into panic. Would you have eaten that ice?
It's
been in the fridge for 9 months.
So let me answer that by this way. I wouldn't even thought to not eat the ice.
Thank you. Thank
It
you.
wouldn't have been on my mind.
Thank you.
Even a little bit. I've been like, oh man, it's hot outside. Let me get some ice in this drink real quick. I wouldn't have
All
thought
right.
anything
All right.
of it.
Refrigerator talk. Okay, a couple more here things. Would you have anything to add to the conversation about refrigerators?
I'm going back to like disposing of a fridge. I'm lucky enough to live in a neighborhood where if you put something out by the sidewalk, it will just disappear the next day. Do the garbage men take it? I don't know. Do just anybody on the street take it? I don't know, but it's gone.
The last time I did that, people started coming to my house every Tuesday.
I know. It's just a rando with a white van.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not doing that. Growing up, that was always the way. It's like, I need to get rid of this end table or whatever. Just take it out to the corner there. It'll be gone in like an hour. No big deal. It's community,
That's what we did with our old microwave. It was broken. It did not work.
And it's probably got some copper in it, though.
Yeah.
I've talked about this years ago, but it's been a while. I've only got 10 stories, so they rotate. Coop, I've told you about this show. It used to be on Canadian television, The Junk Brothers. So the premise of this show would be these guys would drive around with their dog in a van around 5 a.m., and if they would see broken furniture on the side of the road, they would take it, then take it back to their workshop, reboot it, and then return it to the owner that put it away, that threw it out. So, for example, you'd have like a broken television set, okay? They would take it back to the shop, and they would turn it into an aquarium. And then they would return it to the person the next day.
I remember that only from your description because you describe it so well. And I have the same thought every time. Man, this could really go wrong.
No kidding.
I mean, there could be reasons that thing is on the side of the road broken with a hole in it.
No kidding.
And returning it is like, hey, I took this TV and turned it into an aquarium. Oh, the TV that my husband shot with a shotgun. I mean, there could be reasons.
I watched an episode where they took like a broken side table and turned it into like a Ms. Pac-Man, which was, fantastic.
I mean, that sounds fun. Sure.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, we need breaking news.
Oh.
We need breaking news. We got breaking news in the world of sports. Breaking news in the world of sports that's come out here in just the last couple of minutes. Guess who's calling it a career after this season?
Aaron Rodgers.
You?
That's probably close to it. I don't know if it'll be a season. Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, I bet.
Aaron Rodgers has announced that this is going to be the last roundup. Last roundup. Yes, this is it. Rodgers said at a news conference in Pittsburgh today, this is going to be his final season. So there you go. 42 years old. Calls it a full circle moment that he gets to play for Mike McCarthy with the Steelers. So, we were talking about this on the show earlier this week, that if Rodgers had a good season, he'd probably be thinking to himself, man, I'm coming back.
Not now, though.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, he could always change his mind, I guess. But
he could change his mind.
You know who might be one of the happiest people around it?
Who?
That would be one Dave Bryan from Steelers Depot. He was on a bit of a watch. When you were on vacation and I had him on and we were talking about this story, towards the end, he got a little real for a minute. We weren't talking about any particular story or anything. He was just like, I'm so tired of this story.
Really?
Every year, I'm so tired of covering this story. He's like, I just wish he would go away. So he'll get his wish eventually, I guess. He wants him to win games, but he's just tired of covering. It's like, play or don't play, man. He could have made this decision a lot longer ago. Or my whole point is with Aaron Rodgers is he could be like, I'm not sure right now. Check back with me in 3 months.
Well, there you go.
And then it's not a story until 3 months later.
Good for Aaron Rodgers. Now he can focus on his true passion. Ayahuasca.
It was a toss-up there. Enemas.
I didn't know where you were going with that. Coop, the Reds are playing this afternoon.
Oh, don't they?
And they've just added on.
Oh, hey.
They've just added on. It's 7-4.
Oh, hey, they've added on a few. Okay.
In the middle of the seventh inning, so the Reds are into the Reds bullpen. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, it already did because, Abbott was out there actually for
Looked
the
pretty
third
good.
straight game. Looked good again.
Pretty good.
Held him quiet after over 5 innings. They had a 4-1 lead. Things looked pretty good. And within like 6 pitches, it was 4-3 or 5-4 or whatever it was. It was like really close.
You know what's crazy about this game? Did you realize that the Reds and the Phillies have the exact same record?
Yeah.
So
Saw that last night.
the Reds and the Phillies are both 25 and 24, and it seems so crazy because the Phillies started the season so horribly, fired their manager. Donnie Ballgame's running the thing now in Philadelphia. And then, if you remember, the Reds were so hot in April, and they've fallen off a cliff in May. Although, if they win this game today, they take this series with the Phillies. But I guess in my own mind, after, I just felt like Philadelphia had a better record. But no, they have the same record at 25 and 24. Ryan, I wanted to ask you something.
I may answer it.
It's about video games. It's about
Okay.
video games. So Peacock and Wolf Games have debuted their first interactive mobile game, Law & Order Clue Hunter. Okay? It debuted yesterday. It allows fans of the TV show to solve crimes by finding hidden objects and identifying subjects with a new case every week. Legacy TV shows as video games, what do you think? Is that going to work?
No. Unless it's a format like Candy Crush, where you're like matching like colored objects, and something that'll appeal to the grandparents who don't want to spend time with their grandkids for the time they have left. And but this is a prime example of what's called shovelware. Shovelware is a term that is from the CD-ROM days, where they would give you a CD-ROM, and the CD-ROM would have multiple games on it. Some of them really good games, some of them terrible games, and they seemingly put them all into that CD-ROM with a shovel, hence shovelware.
Gotcha.
And now it's sort of become synonymous with low effort, low quality, mostly tie-in games like M&M's Racing or just cheap branded video games meant to cash in on hype or just brand recognition.
I'm just kind of feeling like I just don't see the average Law & Order viewer on NBC as a target for a mobile video game about the TV show. Now, that's a sweeping generalization. I realize that, and I understand video games are wildly popular, but I just don't see the kind of person who watches a lot of Law & Order as the person who's going to play this game.
I agree. If they're playing this game, they're not watching Law & Order.
Now, my only question would be, there was a popular series of like Sherlock Holmes games back in the day that were like point and click, turn based like investigation type games or something like that. It doesn't even seem like that necessarily would be a good format in this day and age.
No, point and click has really it's changed a lot.
Yeah,
the entire video game landscape has changed. We're a more discerning audience. That being said,
those games are awesome. What are you talking about?
That being said, kids are addicted to Fortnite with funny dances and storylines that don't make any sense.
So Dick Wolf's behind this, obviously.
That you can't say that on the air.
I think I can. I think I can, actually. And there are millions of people every week that tune into these types of legacy TV shows like Law & Order. And so if they just took like 2% of the total pool of audiences for this show each week, that would make this game massively popular, right?
It would, but that also requires 2% of the audience to care enough to buy this game instead of just watching the show.
Yeah. The other thing, Coop, I told Ron about this before the show. I'll let you guess. What percentage of baby boomers do you think are on TikTok? What percentage of baby boomers do you think are on TikTok?
Man, it's got to be pretty low. 20.
19.
Okay.
19. You nailed that. You nailed that.
I said 10%, and I was disgusted at the reality.
Well, it's just we assume that TikTok is the domain of the young person.
Yes.
Right?
Or the corporate entity.
Oh, yeah.
Or the huckster.
Or the huckster, exactly. But 1 out of every 5 TikTok users is a baby boomer.
Man,
that surprised me.
You know,
is it users or posters? Like, are they posting TikToks?
It's users.
So that's like
Okay.
maybe that might be lurkers and stuff too. But
Yeah.
I did a little bit of TikTok stuff while you were gone, Dave. And the thing that really bothers me is how there's of the people that use it, there's like something like 60% of those under 29 use TikTok for health advice. And only 40% of the people who identify as health influencers have any background, educational background, actually in health, fitness, or nutrition. So, I mean, there's 60% of the people that a large percentage of 29 or unders are getting their health advice from. That's basically just some dude making it up from their basement.
That's awful. That's terrible. That's terrible. Here's how it breaks down.
Get big.
You're right. 19% of TikTok users are boomers. Millennials, 30%. Gen X, 27%. Gen Z, 24%. We're trying to figure this out, Ryan. What generation, what is your designation?
I am the first of Gen Z.
I got you.
In 1997.
Okay.
We call that Gen R.
Yes.
For Ryan.
For Ryan. Hey, Jeff Jenkins is here. It's another busy news day here in the old WV. Jeff, what do you got in the news? What's going on?
Yeah, it is. In fact, we just got this from state police. They've identified the woman who was struck and killed on the West Virginia Turnpike this morning as 54-year-old Denise West of Charleston. So that just in. And that was just south of the Yeager Bridge there, just south of Kanawha City. And the tractor-trailer driver was also from Charleston, but no criminal charges are expected.
Well, was she out there alone, or what was going on?
That's all that's been released by the state police so far. So, and also, Dave, if you're northbound on the turnpike, so from Princeton to Charleston, they're moving that big locomotive, that 50-ton locomotive that's going to be on display in that new courtyard at the state capitol. So they got a big convoy. So they got lanes blocked. So if you're heading northbound on the turnpike this afternoon, it's slow going because they're moving this big old locomotive.
Man, how about that gigantic crane that's in the middle of Virginia Street this week?
Yeah.
Man, oh, man. Jeff, thank you.
Okay.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with more in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Children are the greatest joy.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it. So I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
What do you know about hot dogs? Because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs, and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind.
And onions.
Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
A slow-moving cold front crossing West Virginia is stirring up some strong thunderstorms capable of heavy rain today, and we will see additional opportunities for rain each day into next week. So for accumulation, first breaking this down up until 8 a.m. Saturday in this time frame, the lowest amounts near Beckley in that deeper blue is still 3/4 of an inch. Meanwhile, a good inch for Charleston, for Elkins, the higher amounts near Bluefield, Huntington, Parkersburg, near Morgantown, and Martinsburg. Those areas are approaching the 2-inch range. Extending this through 8 a.m. Wednesday, the higher areas are now approaching 3 inches for running accumulation, approaching 2 inches for Charleston, and Beckley, still a good 1.5 inches expected. Our focus will be on the potential for some damaging winds and maybe some hail as we head through the rest of the afternoon and evening with these storms progressing from west to east. That improves heading into the overnight hours in terms of the severe threat, but additional waves of showers and storms that will be capable of heavy rainfall will be with us as we head through Thursday as well. Briefly drying out Thursday night, but additional rain building in Friday. FlyCRW forecast, it starts at home. We are not the only ones seeing thunderstorms. Pretty wet travel expected just about anywhere you're heading in the coming days. Panhandle to Panhandle forecast. Temperatures falling into upper 40s to low 50s looking north, and then 71 New Cumberland, 72 Moundsville, Morgantown only 68 for a high on Thursday. Mid-50s east and mid-60s for highs. So we're settling into some cooler air behind this cold front. Elkins 58 tonight. Parkersburg 50 for a low temperature, then 72 for a high. Elkins not quite reaching 70. As we go southward, we'll see Bluefield with 62 and mid-70s to the lower 70s across southern parts of the region for our Thursday. Gradually returning to some 80s over the weekend, but staying very wet into next week.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
On the next State of Minds.
When something like punk rock comes around, it's very anti everything, and people were really looking down on what they were brought up with. And for us, we found it was kind of fun to embrace it.
Is it a moment or like they're having an episode?
No, but you're right. You're right. We are having a moment. Yeah.
The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. Coop, I've got to divide my time up a little better. We spent so much time on refrigerator talk and the crosstalk that I didn't get a chance to set our question of the day. I think we got a winner today. Did you see we're going to get an emergency visit from Pat Strader today? Emergency visit from Pat Strader today because the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law, it's last call for Schlitz. Last call for Schlitz beer after 177 years. Schlitz is shutting down. It was famously known as the beer that made Milwaukee famous. So here's the hotline question of the day. What is the most memorable advertising slogan or commercial jingle from your childhood that is still stuck in your head today? What is the most memorable advertising slogan or commercial jingle from your childhood that's still stuck in your head today? You know, if you follow me on X, you get a little bit of a preview of the question of the day before we actually roll it out. Normally it gets rolled out at around 3:18, 3:19-ish. But today it had to be pushed back 15 minutes so we could complete our refrigerator talk. But if you've got a thought on this, what is the most memorable advertising slogan or commercial jingle from your childhood that's still stuck in your head today? Text those in, and a bunch of you already have at 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. I'm on X at Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. Daniel from Oakland, California was the first person to reach us on X today. Where's the beef from Wendy's is the answer. And he adds, Druthers, I'd rather go to Druthers Restaurant. Jennings has a bunch of local ones, and I really appreciate those. He says, let's see. I remember Ballard's Farm, Burdette Camping Center, don't throw your money away. Setzer's World of Camping, prices going up, the kids are going to grow up. Those are all great examples. Joey on X. Dave, what about that Stroh's beer commercial where the guys are crawling in the desert and they ask the prospector if he's got any ice-cold Stroh's, and instead he offers water, and the guy declines, saying he really just wanted a Stroh's. That's a good one. That is a good one. So the theme to Schlitz beer is famous. Did you know that the ultra-successful classic rock band Steely Dan actually did a commercial for Stroh's? It never aired, but the audio of it was revealed decades later. We're going to play some of that, and we will do that in the 4 o'clock hour. Let's see. Toddster. Dave, what about excuse me? Do you have any Grey Poupon? Coop, that's kind of ironic for me, right? Because that's my line from the movie of Invasion of the Space Preachers. We have that somewhere, don't we? We got it somewhere. That Toddster has no idea. He probably has no idea that I actually did that in a movie. And speaking of beer, that line that we had in the movie Invasion of the Space Preachers on the USA Up All Night movie, which was hosted by Gilbert Gottfried, my delivery of that line was the Miller Genuine Draft movie moment. Thank you, Gilbert. Rest in peace. Let's see. Let's go ahead and jump into the Sound of Sports because we got a lot of stuff to get into today. Man, there's so much stuff to talk about today. I'm glad you folks are on the program with us because we have got a ton of stuff we got to get into today. Sound of Sports start with college baseball. WVU's the second seed in the Big 12 tournament. in Arizona, and after earning a double bye, will be in action tomorrow night. Here's Mountaineer coach Steve Sabins on the tourney ahead and the hopes of hosting an NCAA regional next week.
It changes year by year based on kind of where your team is at and what they're doing. I think if you had everything locked up and you were the number one team in the country and you knew what was going to go on, you could make different decisions. I think we're in a really good situation when you look at all the metrics and the analytics on how this thing hosts or how this thing stacks up for hosts. I feel as good as I ever have in my career as far as earning the right to host. And I think our league has done a really good job putting us in that situation as well.
Mountaineers will play the winner of tonight's game between TCU and K-State with the first pitch set for 11 o'clock. Yikes. Kansas State advanced into tonight's game after a 9-5 win over Utah last night.
Then you had a scoreless inning from Culver, another one from Jones, and then it was off to the races for Kansas State hitting. Into left field, this will do it. Vasquez makes the play. Kansas State sets up a date with TCU tomorrow. Lincoln Sheffield was nails in his first relief appearance of the year as the Utes season comes to a close.
All right, from the big leagues in St. Louis, a wild one for the Bucks and the Cards last night. Former Mountaineer J.J. Weatherholt had a 2-run homer. 3 of his first 9 career homers have come against the Pirates. Stop that, won't you? The Bucks scored a pair of runs in the 9th that forced extras, but Cards catcher Ivan Herrera sent the fans home happy with a 3-run walk-off homer in the bottom of the 10th for a 9-6 St. Louis win.
That'll do it. Deep left. How about that? It's a walk-off 3-run homer on an 0-2 pitch, and the Cardinals do it again to the Pirates.
Boy, you had 3 pitches to waste. I'm thinking, go back upstairs, get the chase upstairs. I don't know if they were thinking of bouncing that breaking ball or what, but the one thing you don't do in a 2-strike count, 0-2, hang a breaking ball.
All right, so the Pirates are now 0-5 against the Cardinals this season, and St. Louis is now 7-1 in extra inning games. After the game, here's Pirates reliever Mason Montgomery on that pitch to Herrera and shaking off the loss and moving forward.
That fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think,
why is Brunson
we were a little frustrated with the results, but you can't get hung up on that. I think we just got to keep working, right? Keep focusing on what we need to focus on, and long season, so there's plenty of time to get back on the saddle.
All right, there you go. In Detroit, the Guardians held off the Tigers 4-3. Cleveland closer Cade Smith worked out of trouble in the 9th. After back-to-back one-out singles, Smith reached back for a pair of strikeouts to earn his 15th save in 17 opportunities.
On the Maslin's Francis Dillon Dingler. Book it. The Guardians come to Detroit. They've taken the first 2. They hold on for a 4-3 victory as Cade Smith nails down his 15th save of the season. A white knuckler to the finish.
All right, so the Tigers have lost 4 straight. Tanner Beebe, the right-hander, goes for the Guardians tonight in Game 2 in Detroit. And another tight one in the Bronx for the Blue Jays and the Yanks last night. Ben Rice, 2-run homer that broke a 5th-inning tie, and the Yanks edged Toronto 5-4.
The 2-0. High fly ball, right field. Sanchez back. On the track, at the wall, see ya! A home run from Ben Rice, a 2-run shot, and the Yankees lead 5-3.
Well, Ben Rice, as we said, it's not just the Aaron Judge show anymore. His 16th of the year, some kind of year he is having. Looks like the injury's over and he's back on track. And the Yankees have come all the way back on one of the American League's best pitchers. Take a 5-3 lead.
All right, so Ben Rice, 16 homers on the year, is having a great start. And in Phoenix, how about a walk-off? The D-backs, Ketel Marte delivered a game-winning 3-run homer with 2 outs in the 9th as the Diamondbacks stun the Giants 5-3.
The tying run at second, the winning run at first with Ketel Marte coming up.
And Marte will get a golden opportunity right here. Marte, a fly ball! Guess what? The Diamondbacks win it! It's the first career walk-off home run for Ketel Marte! They had so many
chances in the 7th and in the 8th. And with 2 outs, Marte walks it off in the 9th.
And from the NBA playoffs in New York, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, comeback for the ages by the Knicks. Down 22 with under 8 minutes to play. The Cavs collapsed, losing 115-104 to New York. Jalen Brunson led the way with 38, the majority of his clutch buckets coming at crunch time.
Brunson had 15 points in that fourth quarter. What has been the difference? Like, why is Brunson all of a sudden picks up Brunson? Brunson brilliant in that fourth quarter. Drives, gets past Harden, gets inside, the floater is up and good. Jalen Brunson once again, and it's a 4-point Knicks lead.
All right, after the Cavs built a 93-71 lead, the Knicks outscored Cleveland 44-11 the rest of the way. Let's take a break, and Jeff Erickson from RotoWire is coming up next.
MetroNews Hotline, brought to you by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All-new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All-new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
When you hired me, you were 29. You seemed like you were 50 when you were 29. You were running that thing like a 50-year-old man. All right, we got to go get some tape. Come on, get out there.
I think I've sort of always been 50, and I think I'm 50 now.
Yeah, me too.
That's
me too.
a great point.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for 3 Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
All right, welcome back. 13 minutes till the hour. We just put up the bat signal for Jeff Erickson from RotoWire. Hey, hopefully we'll hear from him. If not, we'll march on. In fact, we now have in-house some of the comments from Aaron Rodgers. If you've just joined us, Aaron Rodgers making big-time news in the National Football League today. Of course, he's coming back to the Steelers, one-year deal with incentives worth $25 million, announcing today that he will be retiring at the end of the upcoming season. While we get Jeff on the line, let me give you a quick roundup of what's going on in Major League Baseball this afternoon. As normally the case on a Wednesday, we got a lot of afternoon action. Reds trying to take the rubber game of their series with the Phillies. They lead this game in the middle of the ninth, 9-4. So the Reds have banged out 15 hits in this game. We'll take a look at the box score when this one goes complete. Bottom of the eighth inning, Minnesota leads the Astros 4-1. Top of the third, Rockies on top of the Rangers 1-0. Just underway, Giants and the Diamondbacks, and of course we just played the clip of the Diamondbacks walking it off last night. Pirates will be in action against the Cardinals tonight, 7:45 start Eastern time in St. Louis. The Pirates are 0-5 against the Cards so far this season, and I'll tell you what, J.J. Weatherholt, man, he loves to pound on the Bucks. We just mentioned in the Sound of Sports, of his 9 home runs in his rookie season, 3 of them have come against the Pirates so far. So we anticipate he'll be at the top of the lineup again tonight. Jeff Erickson from RotoWire joins me now. How you doing today, Jeff?
Doing well. That Red score has been fun to watch today. It's fun. Chase Burns Day is like the pretzel day at the office.
Season, 3 of them. Well, the Reds have been playing a little bit better today. They continue to lead that game. It's now 9-4. Hey, I wanted to ask you, when are we going to see Garrett Cole back for the Yankees?
Friday.
Yeah.
It looks like, and they sent down Elmer Rodriguez to make sure that was going to be the spot where he was going to pitch. But, he's ready to go through 99.6 in his last outing there. So excited to see him back. We haven't seen him since October 2024.
I want to ask you also, we have a lot of listeners over in the Eastern Panhandle that follow the Orioles, follow the Washington Nationals. I wanted to ask you about the Brady House situation. I mean, here's a young guy. His offensive numbers were pretty good to start the season. I guess he was maybe third on the Nats in home runs. He was batting in the 3 or the 4 hole in the early portion of the season. Suddenly he got sent down earlier this week. Is there any reason for that? And does he have fantasy value? If you hold Brady House, do you cut him? Do you keep him? What do you think about that situation?
I think it's a kind of similar when they sent down Dylan Cruz. They wanted him to work on certain things. I think House, they want him to work on certain things. Hitting 227, 282 on base, though, Dave. That's the thing that the power is there, but, the on base isn't. And I'm actually kind of supportive of that, trying to get that aspect of his game a little bit better. I think that's something to watch over time. See what happens next with terms of the strikeouts a little bit. He's striking out 28% of the time, too. And perhaps his defense could use some improvement.
Yeah, that's part of it, I'm sure. They want to get him tightened up on defense. His defense has regressed this year. Good article at rotowire.com. I'm a subscriber. I was looking at it earlier today about the impact some players make fantasy-wise when they move in the lineup. Okay, and there's a couple of good examples in the National League Central that are mentioned in the article. Primarily Connor Griffin with the Pirates. He's moved up to the top of the order. And Nolan not Arenado when he was with the Cardinals, but now Arenado has moved up in the top of the lineup as well. That can make a big difference in terms of times at bat and getting an opportunity to hit when men are on base.
I was just saying the situations that they're batting. They're batting typically with runners on base, better, maybe a better hitter behind them too. So when they get on base, they got a better chance of scoring. Yeah, it's kind of win-win-win all across the board. Connor Griffin, Carson Bench, 2 rookies doing that way. I'd watch to see what happens with the Diamondbacks and Ryan Waldschmidt, see if that happens sometime soon. A.J. Ewing with the Mets is another guy we kind of want to watch his spot in the lineup as well.
All right, and the article also talked about some of the players who have performed in the past who are now, because of lack of production, they've moved farther down in the lineup, and T.J. Friedel's one of those guys that was mentioned.
Indeed, and in fact, he moved out of the lineup today, and I think that could be a continuing trend. It's just he's had too many non-competitive at-bats, and that's the thing. It's really frustrating. Typically he's had like a 350 on base. It's 258 this year. You can't have that at the top of your lineup.
Yeah, and Matt Chapman also got mentioned from the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that the kind of player that you might want to try to trade for since he's scuffling at this point? I mean, if you look at his numbers over the last few years in his career, he's pretty consistent.
Yeah, there comes a time for everyone where the cliff comes. I don't think we're there yet with Chapman, but it's the batted ball data is pretty bad. The quality of contact is dropped. The hard hit rate was 47.6% last year. It's 32% this year. That's a big drop.
Hey, how much stuff are you doing right now on football? You doing any football?
Oh yeah, I've done 2 Dynasty League drafts already. First year player drafts where we keep like 15, 20 players, and then every year the annual draft is we do at the rookie pool, and one league it's rookies only, another it's rookies and players deemed not keepable by our competitors a little bit there. So you see a couple guys like Hollywood Brown in a better spot now. Maybe Jake Tonjes I grabbed in a league where I have Kittle. Just I need someone as another option at tight end. So I've done that and did one big mock draft as well.
All right. So the reason I bring this up, I wonder from a fantasy perspective, how do you interpret what's going on with Rashee Rice of the Chiefs?
What a nightmare.
Yeah.
What a nightmare.
So,
he was typically going early third round in drafts so far this year. I think it's got to lower him just a little bit, just because even if the jail time isn't going to affect his eligibility, assuming that the NFL doesn't have any more discipline, but it's part of a larger pattern. It's just kind of like, stop making these dumb decisions. Stop, just be normal for once.
Yeah. So if you haven't caught up with this story, Rashee Rice yesterday was sentenced to 30 days in jail after he tested positive for marijuana in a violation of his probation for his role in that crash that led multiple people to be injured 2 years ago. So he's going to miss all the OTAs for the Chiefs. But, he's going to be back by training camp. It's just a crazy situation about, what can you count on him?
Right, exactly. Add in the fact that he had a procedure done on his knee that's going to require a 2-month rehab, 30 days of which will be in jail.
Right.
It's like, that can't help his rehab. That can't be good. It's just, I don't think the NFL will suspend him any more than he already has served. But at the same time, it just gives you cause for pause. Hey, Dave, you've talked football, you've played fantasy long enough. You know about Josh Gordon, Justin Blackmon with the Jaguars. These are guys that never got it. And, you just want to say, just make good decisions.
Yeah, those are great examples. Hey, Jeff, got to leave it there. Thanks for jumping on with us, and I'll talk to you next week at the same time. Have a great week.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
All right, Jeff Erickson from RotoWire. A quick break, and we'll wrap hour number 1 in just a moment.
News Hotline presented by Salango Law will return right after these messages.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop.
I would imagine a group of you got together and watched the Mountaineers last night. What were your thoughts on that performance?
It was funny, we were sitting with a guy last night, and he said, all right, I'm going to go put $1,000 on it. Well, down the stretch of that ball game, he's looking at us like, are you kidding me? And sure enough, the Mountaineers came back. I saw him today. He said, yep, I'm putting another grand on them tomorrow.
Sportsline on Metro News Television.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All-new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All-new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 $100 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Fighting blindness.
All right, we need to take a break for news. We'll come back with a whole lot more. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
A slow-moving cold front crossing West Virginia is stirring up some strong thunderstorms capable of heavy rain today, and we will see additional opportunities for rain each day into next week. So for accumulation, first breaking this down up until 8 a.m. Saturday in this time frame, the lowest amounts near Beckley in that deeper blue is still 3/4 of an inch. Meanwhile, a good inch for Charleston, for Elkins, the higher amounts near Bluefield, Huntington, Parkersburg, near Morgantown, and Martinsburg. Those areas are approaching the 2-inch range. Extending this through 8 a.m. Wednesday, the higher areas are now approaching 3 inches for running accumulation, approaching 2 inches for Charleston and Beckley, still a good 1.5 inches expected. Our focus will be on the potential for some damaging winds and maybe some hail as we head through the rest of the afternoon and evening with these storms progressing from west to east. That improves heading into the overnight hours in terms of the severe threat, but additional waves of showers and storms that will be capable of heavy rainfall will be with us as we head through Thursday as well. Briefly drying out Thursday night, but additional rain building in Friday. FlyCRW forecast, it starts at home. We are not the only ones seeing thunderstorms. Pretty wet travel expected just about anywhere you're heading in the coming days. Panhandle to Panhandle forecast. Temperatures falling into upper 40s to low 50s looking north, and then 71 New Cumberland, 72 Moundsville, Morgantown only 68 for a high on Thursday. Mid-50s east and mid-60s for highs. So we're settling into some cooler air behind this cold front. Elkins 58 tonight. Parkersburg 50 for a low temperature, then 72 for a high. Elkins not quite reaching 70. As we go southward, we'll see Bluefield with 62 and mid-70s to the lower 70s across southern parts of the region for our Thursday. Gradually returning to some 80s over the weekend, but staying very wet into next week.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hour number 2, how do you do? Metro News Hotline, keeping you company in the afternoon here in West Virginia every single weekday afternoon. We get going at 3:06, take you all the way through to the bitter end, right up until 6 o'clock. Thanks so much for tuning in today, folks. I really do appreciate it. Wherever you're listening to the show, inside the state or beyond the borders, just trying to get a read on what's going on back home. We hope you're having a good one. We're doing pretty well here in Charleston as we operate out of our flagship 580 WCHS. Here in Charleston, it's a scorcher here, though. Humid, 85 degrees outside. But you know what might cool us down a little bit? How about a little Wednesday afternoon talk about beer? That's what we're going to do here in just a couple minutes. We put out the bat signal for Pat Strader. Normally, we only talk to him on Friday for Beer Friday, but we're bringing in the heavy hitters for this story about Schlitz. So Schlitz, after 177 years, is going away. Now, Pabst owns Schlitz, and they say that it's going on hiatus. But will it come back? Probably not. We're going to talk a little bit about it, and we're going to play some clips from Schlitz commercials that I know you're going to remember. So we'll be doing that in just a couple of minutes. But first, though, we will take a look at what happened in the financial markets today. We'll reset our question of the day. We've got the entertainment report coming up in about 20 minutes. Abrar Al-Heeti will be here in less than a half an hour. We'll do a tech news segment, and later in the hour, we'll open up the On This Date file, and we'll check out what's going on in sports at the top of the 5 o'clock hour. A couple of things that have already occurred today. Breaking news, Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers announcing today this will be his final season. He's planning on retiring at the end of the current campaign. And the Reds won a game this afternoon. They won the rubber game of their set with the Phillies in Philadelphia. Final score 9-4. So more details on that. We'll get into the Reds box score, maybe a little bit into the 5 o'clock hour, but that's what's going on there. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek at what happened in the financial markets today. In the markets today, the Dow, big day, up 1.3%, gained 645 points. The Dow closing over 50,000 again at 50,009. All right. S&P 500 was up 1.1%, gained just under 80 points, 74.32 at the close. NASDAQ was up 1.6%, gaining just under 400 points, 399 points. NASDAQ closing at 26,270. The market is bracing for earnings from NVIDIA. That shall be coming at any moment, and that is going to impact the market. In fact, we'll probably have a mention of that or two when Abrar Al-Heeti gets here at 4:33. Among stocks of local interest to West Virginia that were big percentage gainers or losers today, Dow was down 4.5%, lost $1.69, 36.06 at the close today. Regional banks looking pretty good here. Fifth Third Bank was up 2.6%, tacked on $1.26, 48.86 at the close today. Regional banks had a pretty good day. Kroger pulled back, down 2.9%, lost $2 even, $68.60 at the close. And the price of oil was dropping, so that hit the big integrated oil stocks like ExxonMobil. Exxon was down 3% today, lost $4.96, $157.59 at the close. In the energy space, as I mentioned, oil came back a bit, ended up only down 0.8%, lost 89 cents. WTI on the NYMEX closed at 107.77. Nat gas at the moment down 2.5%, down 8 cents at $3.04 per unit. And what about Bitcoin? Bitcoin today up 0.9%, gaining a little under $675, $77,626 per coin. Here's our question of the day, and it is about Schlitz. It's last call for Schlitz beer after 177 years. Schlitz was famously known as the beer that made Milwaukee famous. So here's the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Salango Law. What is the most memorable advertising slogan or commercial jingle from your childhood that's still stuck in your head today? What's the most memorable advertising slogan or commercial jingle from your childhood that's still stuck in your head today? And we got a lot of text messages about this. We're going to get to those in a sec. Text line here, 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. You can reach me on X, too, at weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's. WEEKLEY. All right. Let's see here. 304-641. Dave, how about Hey Mabel Black Label? There's a ton of beer slogans, and I got a whole list of them we can get into later. 304-231. Dave, I drink Dr. Pepper, and I'm proud. I'm part of an original crowd, and if you look around these days, there seems to be a Dr. Pepper tree. I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper. We're all peppers. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Nice. Let's see. 304-412. Dave, half price shoes. Yeah. Let's see. 304-685. 12 beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. 304-444. Dave, what about Miller? The champagne of bottled beer. It just goes on and on and on. Let's get Pat Strader in here to talk a little bit about the demise of Schlitz. How you doing today, Pat? We're trying to get a hold of Pat. Hold on one second. I think we have breaking news. Let me go to Jeff Jenkins here with a little breaking news update. What do you got, Jeff?
We're part of the Kanawha County is under a tornado warning. Okay, so we just got this from the National Weather Service. Tornado warning here in Kanawha County. In downtown Charleston, the emergency sirens going off.
Okay.
Okay, so a tornado warning has been issued for parts of Kanawha County. So a lot of the states under a severe thunderstorm watch. Now, this area of Kanawha County is under a tornado warning. So just, take necessary precautions for that. And as you look at if you look at the radar right now. I'm just trying to get a little radar picture here, Dave. But, it is, I think they're getting some rotation.
Okay.
In parts of the area here around Charleston. So, again, and people have gotten notified on their phones and got phone calls and everything has gone, over the last couple of minutes.
So when we get a warning, do we get a time, an anticipated time that it will expire?
Well, yeah, I think it just, we'll see. I mean, they just issued the warning, so it didn't give any specific time. It just said, there's a warning, there's a tornado warning for your area. And it particularly mentioned Cross Lanes, Sissonville, so those areas kind of, but again, kind of touching Charleston, kind of that part of Charleston, kind of the North Charleston area. So
we're here in the catacombs, really can't see out the window. What's it looking like outside? Is it dark? It's very dark?
Yep, it's dark.
All right. So be aware of that.
Yep.
And obviously, if that situation changes, you'll give us a quick update.
We will. Yep.
All right, Jeff, thank you.
Okay.
All right. Coop, have we got Pat Strader on the line?
I'm right here.
There you go. How you doing today, Pat?
I'm great, Dave. Happy Beer Wednesday.
Happy Beer Wednesday to you. So I want to get your take on the demise of Schlitz. How big a story is this?
Well, I think it's a cautionary tale. And I will say this, for all intents and purposes, Dave, Schlitz has been done since about 1983. As you just kind of mentioned, Pabst owns the brand. Previous to that, Stroh's had the brand, starting in the 1980s. So it doesn't surprise me. But the cautionary tale here is two things. One, 1974. Well, first of all, the Schlitz Brewery was founded in 1849. And, if you do any research on the brand, I mean, they were the best of the best. They were known for consistency. They were known for their quality. Well, there was a change in leadership in the early 70s. And when they made that change in leadership, they decided to change how they made the beer. So they changed the recipe by substituting, parts of the grain bill for like corn syrup, for example. The original style, which it doesn't resemble it at all now, in my opinion, was a Pilsner, which is lagered. In our Beer Friday segment, Dave, we talk all the time about, ales versus lagers.
Right.
Well, so ales are fermented at like room temperature, warmer temperatures. Lagers are cold fermented. So you need to have a cool area for them to ferment. It takes longer. It's more expensive. Well, they changed that. Okay. So not only did they change their grain bill, but they sped up and actually used heat to ferment the beer. And then, one of the things, and as I was prepping for this, I did not know this. Some of these other things I did, but, when they were threatened, which now they do have to put all the ingredients on the label, they actually were using silica to, refine the clarity of the beer. So they didn't want it to be hazy, but then they would filter it out before they put it in cans. So they just made a ton of just business mistakes. And then the comedy is, you're talking about the commercials. I heard you guys talking about that. And being somebody in marketing and advertising and strategy myself for the past almost 30 years, what they decided to do in the late 70s was try to fix a business problem by using marketing, which never works. And if you remember, there was a bunch of commercials in the late 70s, and they are still talked about in the marketing and advertising circles, and they're literally called the "Drink Schlitz or I'll Kill You."
Well, it was funny. When I came in today, I mentioned the Schlitz situation to Ryan. He had no idea. He didn't even understand what I was even talking about. But when you hear the theme, it immediately takes you back to Schlitz and that campaign, and we've got a couple of commercials. Coop, let's play a little bit of the first one where we can hear a little bit of the Schlitz theme.
Taste it. This is the most carefully brewed beer in the world.
It takes 1,174 careful brewing steps to create that special taste. Real gusto in the great light beer.
If you like it light with a big taste too, there's only one brew that will do when you're out of Schlitz.
Call for help.
You're out of beer. Real gusto in the great light beer Schlitz.
The beer that made Milwaukee famous.
There you go. I mean, that's a worm that goes in your brain when you hear that. And you were talking about some of those ads. I went down the rabbit hole on a lot of these ads last night. There's a Commodore's ad with Lionel Richie singing. There's an ad for Schlitz malt liquor that's got 38 Special and the Marshall Tucker Band. I mean, they were flailing, man. They were trying to get anybody and everybody to drink this stuff.
They were. They had Kool in the Gang. They had Dr. Hook and all that stuff. But like in between the one that you just played and the one you're just talking about, you know, they were desperate and they did these commercials, you know, and like the Gusto piece, you know,
Gusto.
Like, you can hear this person like speaking off camera, like, what can we, you know, stop drinking Schlitz, and it's like, well, you're going to become part of the on-ramp. It was like kind of these like, you know, mafia-type references. It's just crazy. It's absolutely nuts. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not surprised at all. Are you, Dave?
No, not at all. You know what, Coop? Let's go to the third Schlitz clip because this is a very young Terry Garr in a bar talking about Schlitz in 1977, and she references the joke that you just made.
Excuse me, ma'am. We'd like to take away their Schlitz and have them try our beer.
You want to take away their Schlitz? You want to take away their Gusto? You're cute. Dumb, but cute. You want to take away their Schlitz, their Gusto? You're going to end up a cornerstone in a high-rise. They're going to turn you into an off-ramp on the interstate. Take away their Gusto.
If you don't have Schlitz, you don't have Gusto.
You don't have beer.
There you go. You called it.
Yeah.
You called it.
Well, that clip right there, Dave, again, in the marketing and advertising world, that is called the drink Schlitz or I'll kill you clip.
You know, just the history of Schlitz. I mentioned this at the top of the 3 o'clock hour with Daniel, but, you know, in 1871, the Great Chicago Fire destroyed many of the local breweries in Chicago, in Chicagoland, and at that point, Chicago embraced Schlitz because the company in Milwaukee loaded train cars with tons of beer and flew it into and rolled it into Chicago. And that's really when the national brand broke out.
Yeah. I mean, it was wildly popular. And again, you know, the quality, that was the hallmark of that beer.
All right. Hey, Pat, we got to leave it there. Thanks for jumping on with us today. I do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Dave. I'll talk to you Friday.
All right. See you on Beer Friday. All right, Jeff Jenkins is back, and Ryan Nicholson has also returned. So what's the latest on the tornado?
Okay, so tornado warning. There was some rotation kind of northwest of Charleston, kind of in the Sissonville area, Pocatalico area. And so it looks like that rotation has dissipated, but there's a lot of, you know, those areas. I'm talking about Pocatalico, the Wallace area. I just got off the phone with Brian Hughes too. This is going to be, you know, a lot of hail, and that some heavy hail storm through that area. I mean, it's really muggy out there, you know, so there's like a really, a really heavy air mass that's generating some of this stuff. But this again is, so if you're heading out of Charleston on I-77 north toward Jackson County, this is where you're going to run into that. So there's going to be a heavy storm there with a lot of hail coming down.
All right, Ryan, what's the traffic situation?
Nasty accident on I-64 at mile marker 58.5. That's right in the smack dab in the middle of Charleston on the interstate bridge. It's causing congestion for all eastward traffic coming from Dunbar. So if you're coming east, you might want to find a different route because I-64 is looking backed up for a while now.
All right, guys. Thanks. Jeff Jenkins with the tornado update and Ryan with the traffic report. We'll keep you updated as we move along this afternoon. Tell you what, let's take a quick break here, and we'll come back with the entertainment report. Stay tuned.
Don't forget about our podcast. Check out your favorite podcast provider or simply go to wvmetronews.com and click on the podcast link. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at wvhtf.org.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
All right, welcome back. 427 Metro News Hotline. Ryan Nicholson's come back for another traffic update.
Yes.
All right, let's have it. What do you got?
One of my favorite pastimes is speaking too soon. The accident I reported on has been cleared, and there's still a significant amount of congestion on I-64 East coming in from South Charleston or Dunbar, but it should dissipate soon. You know,
okay.
Human traffic patterns. You know, it gridlocks and then it starts going smooth. So if you're coming eastward, you might see some congestion, but it'll clear up.
All right, locally on 580, our flagship. But when is your next
Technology is getting more complicated.
When is our next traffic update?
A few minutes.
All right, good deal. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah.
All right, talking TV and more at 428. Coop, let's do the joke. Let's do the joke. I think we need one.
Technology is getting more complicated. I miss the simpler times. Like, remember when you used to be able to choose your own password? Because now you have to get approval. And they always kind of give you an attitude like, yeah, that password's not strong enough. That password's very weak. You're like, I don't care, just use it. Nah, I don't accept that password. Pick another one. So you put in a password, they're like, yeah, that password's too easy to guess. It's because you just saw me type it in.
All right, 428 on the show. Tonight on the broadcast nets, let's see, the best stuff probably is CBS. If you're into Survivor, man, this is your night. Season finale, 3 hours worth. 3 hours worth of Survivor season finale tonight beginning at 8 o'clock. NBC, NBA playoffs, got game 2 of the Western Conference Finals, the Spurs and Oklahoma City. That'll be tonight. Everything else, pretty much reruns. We'll take a break here for local news at the bottom of the hour. Abrar Al-Heeti will join us next for a tech news segment. This is MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
A slow-moving cold front crossing West Virginia is stirring up some strong thunderstorms capable of heavy rain today, and we will see additional opportunities for rain each day into next week. So for accumulation, first breaking this down up until 8 a.m. Saturday in this time frame, the lowest amounts near Beckley in that deeper blue is still 3/4 of an inch. Meanwhile, a good inch for Charleston, for Elkins, the higher amounts near Bluefield, Huntington, Parkersburg, near Morgantown and Martinsburg. Those areas are approaching the 2-inch range. Extending this through 8 a.m. Wednesday, the higher areas are now approaching 3 inches for running accumulation, approaching 2 inches for Charleston and Beckley, still a good 1.5 inches expected. Our focus will be on the potential for some damaging winds and maybe some hail as we head through the rest of the afternoon and evening with these storms progressing from west to east. That improves heading into the overnight hours in terms of the severe threat, but additional waves of showers and storms that will be capable of heavy rainfall will be with us as we head through Thursday as well. Briefly drying out Thursday night, but additional rain building in Friday. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. We are not the only ones seeing thunderstorms. Pretty wet travel expected just about anywhere you're heading in the coming days. Panhandle to Panhandle forecast. Temperatures falling into upper 40s to low 50s looking north, and then 71 New Cumberland, 72 Moundsville, Morgantown only 68 for a high on Thursday. Mid-50s east and mid-60s for highs. So we're settling into some cooler air behind this cold front. Elkins 58 tonight. Parkersburg 50 for a low temperature, then 72 for a high. Elkins not quite reaching 70. As we go southward, we'll see Bluefield with 62 and mid-70s to the lower 70s across southern parts of the region for our Thursday. Gradually returning to some 80s over the weekend, but staying very wet into next week.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this, or what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now
right.
you just
so I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television. The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
All right, welcome back. 26 minutes till the hour. Abrar Al-Heeti is going to join me here in just one sec to do a tech news segment. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about with her. Coop, you got a lot of balls in the air back there, man. You doing all right? You doing okay? All right. Yeah. What did you say? Brian Hughes is going to join us to talk about the tornado warning, which has just expired, right? I think we just expired. I'm hearing you. All right. So we'll get into that. But we think we've got Brian Hughes. He'll join us from his boat studio. That'll be at 5 o'clock for the latest on the tornado.
Does this work fine?
Yeah, man, I hear you. I got you.
Gracious. I don't know what else is going on. Okay, yeah, so Brian's going to join us from his boat studio. You got that out, so I don't even know why I interrupted you. Sorry about that.
That's all good. That's all good. Question of the day. It's last call for Schlitz beer after 177 years. Schlitz was famously known as the beer that made Milwaukee famous. Hotline question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. What is the most memorable advertising slogan or commercial jingle from your childhood that's still stuck in your head today? What's the most memorable advertising slogan or commercial jingle from your childhood that's stuck in your head today? And we have got a ton of response to this. 304-TALK-304. That's the text line, 304-8255-304. I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. Somebody, let's see, it was Tonster who sent in, excuse me, do you have any Grey Poupon? And I mentioned that I did that line in the movie Invasion of the Space Preachers years ago, and somebody sent me a note, and let's see about this, that wanted to know how many movies I'd been in. That's a good question. I think it's just 3. I think I was in all the Danny Boyd films. This is crazy. Coop, I'm going to have to tell you about this one time. 30 years ago, I'm watching an HBO movie that I think I was actually one of the voices in. Do you remember the movie The Late Shift about Jay Leno and David Letterman and they battled for The Tonight Show?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course. There's actually a decent movie.
It's a good movie.
It was made for the HBO, maybe?
It's a book by Bill Carter
right.
from the New York Times. Anyway, at the end of the movie, right when Letterman gets the word that he didn't get the Tonight Show, he's sitting there watching football, and he's watching a Marshall football game on TV at his beach house or whatever. And I think I hear myself. And there's a cutaway of the screen, and it is a Marshall football game. So I'm not credited. But
that's pretty good, though.
That's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, that's not
pretty
bad.
That's pretty crazy. Well, that's a really random story. All right, let's get Abrar Al-Heeti in here and get back on track and start talking about tech. Abrar, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. I was enjoying that conversation, so don't worry.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. That was a pretty crazy situation. You know what, though? You've got a story at CNET that, man, I love about batteries in our phones.
Yeah.
Batteries in our phones. First of all, no one's happy with their battery life in their phone, right? There's not a person alive that's happy with their phone battery life.
There's nobody I've ever heard say, you know what, I don't need any more battery in my phone. And we actually ran a survey where 58% of people say that they're frustrated with their device's battery life. And that tops the desire for more storage or better camera features or better display. What people really want is a better battery, because genuinely, if there's one thing that you can guarantee at the end of every day, it's that you're going to have to plug in your phone at the end of the day, sometimes during the day. And if you've had your device for more than 2 years, then you really start to see that battery life plummet.
Oh, okay. I don't expect you to know all the answers here on this, but when you get a new phone, as I did, okay, are you supposed to literally run your battery down all the way when you have a new phone and a new battery?
Okay, not anymore, but you used to have to do that with previous battery technology. But with current lithium ion technology, you do not have to do that anymore. So yeah, you can throw away that habit. Your phone battery does not remember. It doesn't have memory in the way that older batteries did. So it doesn't matter if you're charging it, without running it all the way down. But in general, like if you're in your day-to-day life, sometimes we have a tendency, we look at our phone, we're at like, okay, we're at 75%. Let me go ahead and plug in my phone. Don't do that, because if you do that regularly, your phone only has so many recharge cycles. So if you keep plugging in your phone constantly, you're kind of contributing to that degradation over time. So only charge your phone when you really need to do that. And then something that a lot of people recommend is setting your charging limit to 80% instead of 100%, because a lot of heat and stress can build up in that last 20% of charging, and heat and stress are like the biggest enemies to a phone battery. So setting your limit to 80%, I'm one of those people where I'm like, listen, I got to have a full battery when I leave the house. So that one's a little bit harder for me. But people do recommend it to kind of increase the longevity of your overall battery life.
Wow, those are really good tips. All right, here's another one for you. So when you go to bed, right, and you look over and you see your battery is at like 54% or whatever, and you want to charge it overnight. When you've plugged in your phone to charge it and you roll over in the middle of the night and you see that you're at 100%, should you unplug at that point, or should you leave the plug in, or what about that?
That one's such a contentious question, because a lot of people will say, it's fine, don't worry about it. But also what I think is, if I look at it and it's 100%, I'm going to go ahead and unplug it, because there's no reason to keep that kind of charge trying to come through. If it's done, it's done. I'm going to set it to the side. And if you're not using your phone, it's not going to lose a lot of battery. So even if you've unplugged it, you wake up in the morning, maybe it's dropped a couple of percent, but it's not going to be something drastic. So I personally would unplug it once it hits 100. But then at the same time, you don't have to stress about it too much. If you keep it plugged in and you wake up in the morning and it's still charging, you'll be okay. But personally, I would unplug it.
So we're hearing so much about the evolution of batteries. I mean, now we're coming up with electric cars that have a range of like 300 miles, maybe a little bit more, the same kind of a range that you would get in a normal tank of gas. But I'm reading the story that you wrote, and I'll retweet this once we get to the break, that 58% of owners of smartphones say this is the number one issue. This is their number one issue. More than storage, more than cameras, more than a better display. Why aren't the batteries better?
The batteries aren't better because the phones have gotten so much better, but the batteries are lagging. So like our phones have become these computers within our pockets, right? You could use your GPS and surf the web and take photos and do everything you want to do imaginable. Our batteries are just struggling to keep up, and it's hard to introduce new technologies. A company like Apple or Samsung is not going to introduce a revolutionary battery technology. You might remember the Galaxy Note 7 battery issues. Whenever you introduce a new battery technology, there can be downsides, and they can be extreme. So these companies are taking their sweet time testing these new technologies that can extend battery life. The biggest upcoming and kind of emerging battery technology is silicon carbon. So this can extend your phone's battery life, but companies like Apple and Samsung are going to make sure that this technology is safe and that it helps extend your battery's life. Chinese phone makers have been hopping on this, but US phone makers haven't as much. Motorola has recently. But really what it comes down to is they really, really, really want to make sure that this is safe and effective before they start rolling it out. And then our batteries will hopefully be able to last maybe a couple of days instead of just a little over a day.
Well, see, that's where I was going to go with this, right? Because the phones are getting so good that every new Samsung or Apple phone that comes out, it's like, well, the camera, we made this, small improvement and you're really going to need it. But I mean, the first one of these massive corporations that comes out and said, you know what? We've got a battery that you only have to charge once a week. That's a game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely. Because at this point, the batteries are getting better every year, but only by about 1% to 2%. And so you don't really perceive that when you're using these phones. And we're also getting a lot more AI features that eat up at our battery life. So it's really, the batteries are really not keeping up. And so it's definitely high time for us to have a battery that does take things a step further. I don't know how long it'll take for us to have, week-long battery life is the dream. It'll probably end up being, okay, this can last a couple of days. Maybe we add add on to that. But it's definitely high time we had that kind of revolution.
All right, so here's another story that you've written at the website. You've been busy, Abrar.
I've been busy.
Let's talk about Google's Ask YouTube, which finds the exact part of the video that answers your question. This is really important, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because there's a lot of people who's like, I've got a problem with my sink, or I need to start my car, or whatever.
Yes.
When you're in that mode, you don't want to sit down and watch like a 30-minute video to get to the answer. You want to go right to the spot. So tell me about this.
Exactly. So this is a feature where imagine you're using YouTube kind of as a like Google search, for example, but you're having a bit more of a conversational interaction. So you can ask exactly what you're looking for. So yeah, I need to fix my sink. Here's what's happening. Here's what I have. You put that search into YouTube, and YouTube will show you a bunch of video results. And not only that, but it'll drop you into the precise moment of the video that answers your question. So sometimes you get a video and you're like, why is this 8 minutes long? I just have one question. I need to get to the part that really, addresses what I'm looking for. Ask YouTube will jump to that point. Now, it's an interesting proposition because a lot of creators might say, hey, but my engagement is tanking because it's just surfacing this 1 30-second clip of my entire video. It'll be interesting to see how that kind of shakes out. But I think this has the potential to be really helpful for people. It can kind of help you find exactly what you need more quickly. And this is rolling out right now to YouTube Premium subscribers, and then eventually will roll out to more people later this year.
Abrar, I was interested. Did this exist in Google before? Because it seems like I've had results in the past where I was like, how do I change this? And like Google would show me the result on YouTube in the video at the place where it started.
Exactly. So I have that same experience. And so within Google search, whenever I look up something, it'll sometimes show a YouTube video and it will jump to that exact moment. And I'm often very grateful that it's pinpointed that exact point.
It is nice.
It is really nice. So essentially what this means is that same experience is now being transferred into the YouTube app itself so that you don't have to go to Google search to do that. Within YouTube, you'll have kind of this more, in-depth video search results.
And very briefly, I feel here that I understand where the creators are coming from, but I also think that the content creators are monetizing something that you used to be able to just go to like DIY.com and scroll down halfway to the page and get to the diagram that you were looking for to do the thing and fix it. This basically fixes that problem that has come up with everything being video instead of text now. I'm sorry for the influencer, but they basically took that free content anyway that used to be online.
Right.
Oh, exactly. And I think there's another piece of it where a lot of these creators have kind of tried to game the system and say, okay, we're going to bury the lead here and really hide that information deep within our video so we can get that ad revenue. You know, people are trying to stay afloat, and I get it, but sometimes it's not convenient for users who just need an answer right off the top.
I'm still a little fuzzy on the levels of premium on YouTube, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, is this available for somebody like me who's on like premium light? Or do you have to have like total premium to get this?
That's a good question. They only mentioned it being on premium, but I wonder if it would be on kind of the next lower tier of premium. If I were to guess, I think they're going to start out with the people who are spending the most money, but maybe they decided to be generous, and maybe you'll get a little bit of it too.
Well, it's kind of frustrating when you watch YouTube and you've got premium light and you say, oh, well, I want to watch this music video, and you still have to watch the commercials. I'm like,
See,
what?
What's the point? It's not really a premium experience, if you ask me. Yeah.
No, it's not.
And if Justin Bieber would have had that at Coachella, it would have been a huge problem for Katy Perry specifically.
Oh my God, so true.
Abrar, thanks for jumping on with us today. Always good, always a good conversation. I'll talk to you next week.
Thank you so much for having me. Take care.
Abrar Al-Heeti, CNET. Yeah, that stuff about the phone and batteries. Oh my goodness, Coop. That's in everybody's lane.
It really is. Although I have to admit, my Pixel phone, my Pixel 10, it's 2 days solid.
Really?
Yeah, I plug it in every night, but there's been nights I've forgotten. I could go 2 full days without any problem at all.
I'll retweet this story about smartphone batteries when we get to the break, which is right now, by the way. Let's take a break, and when we come back, it'll be time to crack open the On the State file.
Hi, I'm Matt Bainbridge. I'm a principal with CEC and the survey practice lead in West Virginia. My journey with CEC started as a staff consultant in 2014. From surveys to well pad design, CEC has nurtured my growth. In 2015, they empowered me to build a remote sensing group, providing the resources to get the job done. The best part is with CEC's support, my career and retirement plans are secure. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Boating season is almost here, and there's no better place to start your family's adventure than Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Family owned for over 40 years, Lou and his sons are West Virginia's largest Avalon pontoon dealer and true experts in boats, motors, and repairs. Explore their impressive inventory and score some of the best deals of the season right now. At Lou Wendell Marine Sales, they don't just sell boats, they sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com and get on the water in style. After all, the weekend's almost here.
MetroNews Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
What do you know about hot dogs? Because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs, and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind.
And onions.
Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
All right, welcome back. 9 minutes till the hour. Time to crack open the On This Date file, and we will start with the birthdays. And we'll start, as always, with the sports birthdays. Pretty good sports birthdays today. Craig Patrick, former GM of the Penguins from 89 to 2006, was on hand for some Stanley Cups, obviously. Craig Patrick is 80 years old today. Austin Kearns, pretty good hitter. Outfielder with the Reds and the Nats, 46 years old today. Boomer, David Wells, having a birthday today. David Wells is 63 years old. Let's go back to David Wells' perfect game for the Yankees in 1998.
What a day to come to the ballpark. Almost 50,000 here. And from the third inning on, when David Wells struck out the side, I think, Kenny, that fans had a sense that something special was happening. And you saw David Cohn, as we'll get another look at the last out of the game. David Cohn wants David Wells to come back out for a curtain call. The fans are sticking around. That's the last out that O'Neill catches. Here he comes. David Wells back out of the dugout.
All right, there you go. David Wells having a birthday, 63 today. How about Smoke? Tony Stewart from NASCAR. He's 55 today. Here he is winning the Brickyard 400 in 2005.
Through turn 4, the last trip down the front stretch. Tony Stewart, a native Hoosier, his dream comes true. Tony Stewart wins the Allstate 400 at the Brickyard. Let the party begin.
There you go. Tony Stewart turning 55 years old today. This week's the anniversary of David Letterman stepping away from The Late Show in 2015 after 33 years hosting The Late Show with David Letterman for the very last time on this date, 11 years ago.
Oh, man. I want to thank the folks at home. You know, people come up to me all the time and they say, Dave, I've been watching you since your morning show, and I always say, have you thought about a complete psychological workup? The people who watch this show, there's nothing I can do to ever repay you. Thank you for everything. You've given me everything. And thank you again.
Yep, on this date, 2015, Letterman, after 33 years, hosts The Late Show with David Letterman on CBS for the very last time. And our musical birthday to the break today, Jane Whelan of the Go-Go's, in a solo career as well, is 68 today. The 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports are next.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
On the next State of Minds.
When something like punk rock comes around, it's very anti everything, and people were really looking down on what they were brought up with. And for us, we found it was kind of fun to embrace it.
Is it a moment or like they're having an episode?
No, but you're right. You're right. We are having a moment. Yeah.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
In 1914, The same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the road.
Download MetroNews Television on your iPhone or Android. Search MetroNews Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Learn more.
Sports headlines at 5 o'clock. The Reds were winners today in Philadelphia, 9-4. Meanwhile, the O's were losers in St. Pete against the Rays, 5-3 at the Trop. The Pirates will be in St. Louis to take on the Cardinals tonight. Aaron Rodgers announcing today, as the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, he'll retire after the upcoming season. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
A slow-moving cold front crossing West Virginia is stirring up some strong thunderstorms capable of heavy rain today, and we will see additional opportunities for rain each day into next week. So for accumulation, first breaking this down up until 8 a.m. Saturday in this time frame, the lowest amounts near Beckley in that deeper blue is still 3/4 of an inch. Meanwhile, a good inch for Charleston, for Elkins, the higher amounts near Bluefield, Huntington, Parkersburg, near Morgantown, and Martinsburg. Those areas are approaching the 2-inch range. Extending this through 8 a.m. Wednesday, the higher areas are now approaching 3 inches for running accumulation, approaching 2 inches for Charleston and Beckley, still a good 1.5 inches expected. Our focus will be on the potential for some damaging winds and maybe some hail as we head through the rest of the afternoon and evening with these storms progressing from west to east. That improves heading into the overnight hours in terms of the severe threat, but additional waves of showers and storms that will be capable of heavy rainfall will be with us as we head through Thursday as well. Briefly drying out Thursday night, but additional rain building in Friday. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. We are not the only ones seeing thunderstorms. Pretty wet travel expected just about anywhere you're heading in the coming days. Panhandle to Panhandle forecast. Temperatures falling into upper 40s to low 50s looking north, and then 71 New Cumberland, 72 Moundsville, Morgantown only 68 for a high on Thursday. Mid-50s east and mid-60s for highs. So we're settling into some cooler air behind this cold front. Elkins 58 tonight. Parkersburg 50 for a low temperature, then 72 for a high. Elkins not quite reaching 70. As we go southward, we'll see Bluefield with 62 and mid-70s to the lower 70s across southern parts of the region for our Thursday. Gradually returning to some 80s over the weekend, but staying very wet into next week.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour, navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back. 5:06 in West Virginia. Time to start the third and final hour of our program today, Metro News Hotline. Thanks for tuning in today, folks. I do appreciate it. It's been a crazy day. Tornado warnings. Got a severe thunderstorm warning underway right now here in the Valley, and we'll get Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes on the air with us in just a couple of minutes. Reset our question of the day. We've got in or out coming at about 5:25. Aaron Rodgers, Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, making some news earlier today. Right about the time our show started, the news broke that Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback of the Steelers, announcing today that this will be the final season. He is going to retire after the upcoming season. Not a big surprise, but, in light of what's going on with Rodgers, would he or would he not return to the Steelers? Now he's in the fold, but he is saying that this is the last roundup. So we'll hear some of that. That'll be in the 5:30 hour. And with all the breaking news about the tornado warning and then the tornado warning being called off around 4:30, we were talking about Schlitz beer and the fact that it's going out of production for the first time in 177 years, going on hiatus. We have a little bit more to talk about with that, and we'll get into that a little later here in the 5 o'clock hour. Also, baseball. The Reds have already won. We'll get into their win today. They beat the Phils 9-4. So the Reds have been scuffling in the month of May. That's no surprise. But could this be a little bit of a turn here? Because the Reds go on the road, and they beat arguably the hottest team in the majors 2 out of 3 in Philadelphia. So we'll talk about that, get into the box score a little bit later on in this hour. All right, question of the day. It's the last call for Schlitz beer after 177 years. Schlitz was famously known as the beer that made Milwaukee famous. Here's the Metro News Hotline question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. What's the most memorable advertising slogan or commercial jingle from your childhood that still sticks in your head today? What's the most memorable advertising slogan or commercial jingle from your childhood that's still in your head today? The text line here, 304-TALK 304. 304-8255-304. I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. And we've had a bunch of them. 304-444, Dave Miller, the champagne of bottled beer. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see. 801-641. Hey, Dave, how many movies have you been in? I thought the only one with Larry was the clip that you guys had on the news. That's from Matt. Hey, Matt, thanks for sending that in. I touched on that just a little bit in the 4 o'clock hour. We're thinking maybe 3 theatrical movies and maybe a couple of documentaries. That's about it. Nothing too serious. Tell you what, though, what is serious is the weather situation. And let's go to the boat studio where our Brian Hughes is standing by for the latest on what's going on with the weather. Brian, how you doing out there? Is it high tide, low tide? What's going on the river?
It's low tide right now, but by the end of the weekend, we're going to be at high tide because the river is going to come up.
All right. So tell me a little bit about what's going on today. We had a tornado warning here in the valley and now a severe weather. Did this pop up? Was this unexpected?
We expected severe weather, gusty winds primary threat, along with hail being a threat. And let me tell you, speaking of baseball, we've got baseball-sized hail just near around Falling Rock on Route 60 near Clendenin, on the north side of Clendenin. We've seen some of that. And matter of fact, Clendenin all the way between that road between Clendenin, which is 119, and also the interstate, I-77. We've got large hail, observed baseball-sized hail there in Clendenin. But Dave, not only that, we've got other things that are happening across the state. We have a severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect from until 9 o'clock for much of the state. That goes from Huntington all the way up to Mason, back down to Welch, Beckley, Snowshoe to Elkins, and gets all the way up to Buchanan and Glenville. Now we've got another severe thunderstorm watch that's in the eastern panhandle. That goes until 8 o'clock this evening. Now, back to that tornado warning in northern Kanawha County, far eastern parts of Putnam County, northern Kanawha County. Personally, I would not have issued a tornado warning for that. There was very little rotation with it. But the one thing that storm has done is it has put down some damage. We do have reports of trees down near Coal Fork. We also have half-dollar size hail at Sissonville. We had a number of wind damage reports, but anywhere from quarter, half inch, all the way up to baseball-sized hail has been reported with that storm in its entirety. And the thing is, we've got more severe weather possible, mostly in the form of large hail and gusty winds. I think the tornado threat diminishes over the next couple of hours for sure. But the rest of the weekend, tonight, tomorrow, on into Friday, Saturday, we've got a lot of rain coming in. It's for much of the state.
All right, so I'm watching your old pals on Channel 13 right now, and they're showing the 64, the traffic in Barboursville heading our way, and it looks like the rain's pouring down. Are we going to be getting that at some point in the very near future?
Yeah, we've got rain that's pretty stout from Taze Valley to Buffalo, all the way up to the Huntington, back up to Point Pleasant, up to the Mason County area. There, just across the river into Ohio, and we've got rain that's moving into Ripley. But that thunderstorm, I'm telling you, I hope nobody is traveling along I-79, up I-79 across parts of eastern Kanawha County, southern Roane, Clay County. That storm is a humdinger, especially with the baseball-sized hail that we have right now. But the only area that we had any real rotation indicated by radar was actually just north of the airport out there by Legg, and that's where we saw a little bit of gust there. But, we've got some trees down, power lines down, and at this point, it's just going to be a wetter evening as everything progresses, because if you haven't had rain yet, you probably will by night's end.
All right. I was going to ask you, by the way, this is our first conversation between you and I from your palatial boat studio So I just want to get another update on what may be going on later tonight.
Yeah, for the rest of the evening into tonight, expect some strong thunderstorms. Most of us are going to get rain, but that storm that's really going through eastern Kanawha County, the Clay County up I-79 is the worst. Matter of fact, it's been classified as destructive for Clendenin because of the large size hail. But we've got more storms across parts of eastern Kentucky. They're going to be working their way through as we go into the evening and nighttime hours. We're going to have rain getting into the mountains, going into this evening and into tonight. And then we've got rain up there around just south of Wheeling, back to Moundsville, Powell, Howitson Point. So we've got rain in northern Panhandle. We've got some rain at parts of the eastern Panhandle, parts of it. But everybody for the rest of the evening into tonight will get to see some rain. So it's going to be pretty significant. And then tomorrow, Dave, it's rain primarily in the mountains of West Virginia. Closer you are to the Ohio River, the drier things are, northern Panhandle. But then Friday, guaranteed rain across the region. Same thing on Saturday, a little drier Sunday and Monday, but still rain showers and storms plagued the entire holiday weekend.
All right, got to leave it there. Hey, Brian, thanks for jumping on with us with the news on what's going on with the weather. Have a good night at the boat studio on the river.
From all of us at the boat, we do say thank you very, very much. By the way, I just got an update, just a quick note. I mean, this is literally happening in real time. I have 4 computers sitting in front of me. But the severe thunderstorm warning does continue, and they are still classifying this as a destructive storm for Clendenin due to the baseball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds possible with that storm.
All right, good deal. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dave.
Brian Hughes, Coop from the boat studio. We were talking a little bit about this in the 3 o'clock and the 4 o'clock hour about our question of the day, which has to do with Schlitz. So Schlitz, the announcement has been made that after 177 years, they are closing things down. Now, they're calling it a hiatus, but the Schlitz brand is owned by Pabst, and it looks like this may be going away permanently, although there will be a special 80-barrel batch that will be made in Wisconsin because it is, after all, the beer that made Milwaukee famous. But, Coop, one thing I wanted to get into here and just into now is, man, I heard about this story a few years ago, but I never really heard the song until last night when I started researching this. Did you realize that Steely Dan actually did a jingle for Schlitz?
Not until you gave me this today. I didn't know that.
This is a pretty crazy story. So between albums that Steely Dan made in the 70s, they were commissioned by Schlitz to write a jingle, and the track was lost for a long time. And when Steely Dan was recording Gaucho, it was believed that one of the songs, it was called the second arrangement, was accidentally erased. Okay, the engineer that recorded that track and also worked on this Schlitz jingle from the early 70s, his daughter found the tracks. So this Schlitz ad never aired from Steely Dan, but let's just play it. I mean, we'll just play like 30, 40 seconds of it. It sounds really, really good. Here it is.
Cuando yo regreso de un día muy duro de trabajo.
When I get home from a hard day's work,
yo cojo por todos los ambientes que puedo.
He says he likes to crowd for all the gusto he can get.
Porque solo se hace la vuelta una vez nada más.
Because you only go around one time.
Okay?
Okay!
What? There's more there, isn't there?
Oh, the clip just had 30 seconds. There's probably one on the main one. Let me see if I can find it.
Let's see what we got here. While you're queuing that up, one of the things about that's really interesting, you heard the Latin, the Spanish in there. That was Skunk Baxter, the guitarist for Steely Dan at the time. He would leave Steely Dan and then join the Doobie Brothers later. He was just basically inhaling helium and then doing that into a mic, and they put that into that track. So also the story goes that the deal that Steely Dan had was that Schlitz would have no impact. They would have no content into this particular ad. Here it is. So it's never released. Never released. Pretty interesting. And
Huh.
if you're a Steely Dan fan and you have the album Katie Lied, there is a photo on the back from the recording session of this particular track. All right. So there you go. And that was lost for decades. Lost for decades. Who knows? If they had released it, maybe Schlitz would have been a little bit more popular.
Yeah, you never know, right?
Yeah. We had Pat Strader on the show to talk about this, the implications of it in the 4 o'clock hour. So there you go. And one more time, the question of the day. It's last call for Schlitz after 177 years. Schlitz, famously known as the beer that made Milwaukee famous. Question of the day, what's the most memorable advertising slogan or commercial jingle from your childhood that's still stuck in your head today? We got a ton of response to this. We'll get into some of those responses in a bit. The text line here, 304-TALK, 304-304-8255, 304. I'm on Exit Weekly. A lot of people reach me there at WEEKLEY. One word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll play in or out in just a moment.
You can call us at 800-765-8255. Text us at 304-825-5304. Or tweet at WEEKLEY. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did. Told you I was a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
What do you know about hot dogs? Because we've been all about hot dogs this week.
I love hot dogs, and I love them with Miracle Whip.
Oh, God, I forgot. Never mind.
And onions.
Okay.
I actually, yesterday morning, I had a hot dog for breakfast at 6:45 with onions and Miracle Whip.
And with that, we'll be back right after this.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
All right, welcome back. 524 Metro News Hotline. Thanks for tuning in. Tell you what, it's time for a two-man bobsled edition of In or Out. Every day at this time, we focus on the stuff you talk about at the office. We call it In or Out. The setup is simple. 3 categories: food or beverage, gut reaction. Finally, this one's about a celebrity. The topics of which change daily. Let's get started with food or beverage. Coop, I'm anxious to see what you think about our food or beverage topic today. Are you ready?
Okay, hit me with it.
All right.
Absolutely.
Spam. Spam is introducing a new product this summer called the Spam Dog.
Yeah.
A hot dog-style version of the classic canned meat. The company says it can be grilled, cooked on a roller, or topped with items like mustard, chili, kimchi, salsa. The rollout begins at select locations and ballparks in Hawaii, Minnesota, Michigan, and in the Northeast. The Spam Dog. The Spam Dog, in or out?
It is quite coincidental that my wife and I were just talking about this earlier today, as a matter of fact. And my opinion is this. I like Spam, frankly. I'm not too proud to like Spam, but Spam is super duper heavy. I mean, it is like 2 ounces. I think it's like 380 calories or something. I just know this because of where I lost all that weight years ago. These things are encoded in my brain. I'm thinking a hot dog is going to be pretty rich in that regard, or more than a regular Frank. And man, I just think that's a little heavy, to be honest with you. I'm going to be a little out on this. I like Spam, but I like it cut in cubes and really crispy. I don't know as a hot dog, man. It seems a little heavy to me. I'm going to be out.
Going to be out. My thing is, I don't know if I would buy a pack of Spam hot dogs, but I'd like to try one.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to try one.
I can see that for sure.
Yeah. I didn't eat a lot of Spam as a kid, but I ate my share of it. And I'm kind of like you. I kind of like it cubed up and cooked up. I like it. I'm going to be slightly in. I'm kind of curious about the Spam Dog. Kind of curious about that. All right, gut reaction is next. Man, are you ready for the return of Conan? Did you see this?
No.
Arnold Schwarzenegger confirmed that King Conan will begin filming in 2027, marking his return to the sword-wielding character after 40 years. The director of the most recent Mission Impossible movies will direct it, and Arnold Schwarzenegger says the timing works out perfectly because he wants to come back after 40 years. Another Conan movie, in or out?
Man, I didn't read the Howard books all that much, so I'm not sure where they might be going here from like a canon standpoint, like with the Robert E. Howard books. Gosh, man, he's awful old.
He's 78.
Yeah, I mean, to be doing Conan, but it's King Conan, right?
Right.
You know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be in. Who am I kidding, right? This is right in my wheelhouse. I grew up with this guy. I'm going to watch Conan.
My thing is, I completely forgot the Jason Momoa Conan movie.
It was okay.
I didn't even see it.
It was okay.
Here's the thing. I mean...
CGI blood, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, another one of those.
No, the thing also is about Manoa's movie. Man, that was 15 years ago.
Amazing, right?
That was 15
around
years
for a
ago.
minute. I know.
That was 2011. All right, this one's about a celebrity. Now, Ryan, if Ryan was here, he'd probably say this guy's not a celebrity, but he pitched well today for the Reds. Let's talk about Andrew Abbott a little bit, all right? Abbott today, 5 1/3, 3 hits. He didn't surrender a hit till the 4th inning. Only allowed 1 earned run, walked 3, struck out 3, 96 pitches, 64 strikes. His last 5 starts, 28 innings, 4 earned runs, a 1.28 ERA. Andrew Abbott, in or out?
Man, the last time you asked me about him, I think it was a pick one question where you're asking me to pick him or Lodolo as the pitcher I would stick with, and I was really down on Abbott. And frankly, I mean, he's had a good run. We'll see where he goes on this. He's not a sub-2 ERA pitcher normally. I don't think that he would be, but the fact that he righted the ship after starting the season and frankly having a bad spring training as well. So he's righted his ship. And Andrew Abbott doing what Andrew Abbott does at the best of his ability is a good pitcher. I mean, I don't think he's ace material, but he's a good number 2, good number 3 guy. And luckily for the Reds, Chase Burns has stepped up and probably taken that number 1 slot for them. But Andrew Abbott, I got to be in on him. He's a workhorse. He's got a nice mustache. There's a lot of things going on there. I got to be in.
I'm going to be in on Abbott, too. A couple of things. he's kind of a footnote here. He was the Reds' opening day starter. Right? He was the opening day starter. And when you talk about the Reds' rotation and the high points of it, there's a lot of chatter about Burns. There's a lot of chatter about, hey, we're waiting for Hunter Green to come back. There's really not a lot of, sizzle around Andrew Abbott. But, I mean, as the Reds have gone south here until this series in Philadelphia, he's pretty darn well.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in on Andrew Abbott. All right, we'll take a break here at the bottom of the hour. The big story, or one of the big stories in sports today, has to be the news that Aaron Rodgers has stepped up. A little less mystery about Rodgers now that he's announced that he's going to retire at the end of the current season in the NFL. We'll hear from Aaron Rodgers, maybe have some comments about that, maybe dive a little deeper into the Reds box score today as well. And don't forget, the Pirates are back in action tonight against the Cardinals. They've lost 5 in a row to St. Louis. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
A slow-moving cold front crossing West Virginia is stirring up some strong thunderstorms capable of heavy rain today, and we will see additional opportunities for rain each day into next week. So for accumulation, first breaking this down up until 8 a.m. Saturday in this time frame, the lowest amounts near Beckley in that deeper blue is still 3/4 of an inch. Meanwhile, a good inch for Charleston, for Elkins, the higher amounts near Bluefield, Huntington, Parkersburg, near Morgantown, and Martinsburg. Those areas are approaching the 2-inch range. Extending this through 8 a.m. Wednesday, the higher areas are now approaching 3 inches for running accumulation, approaching 2 inches for Charleston, and Beckley, still a good 1.5 inches expected. Our focus will be on the potential for some damaging winds and maybe some hail as we head through the rest of the afternoon and evening with these storms progressing from west to east. That improves heading into the overnight hours in terms of the severe threat, but additional waves of showers and storms that will be capable of heavy rainfall will be with us as we head through Thursday as well. Briefly drying out Thursday night, but additional rain building in Friday. FlyCRW forecast, it starts at home. We are not the only ones seeing thunderstorms. Pretty wet travel expected just about anywhere you're heading in the coming days. Panhandle to Panhandle forecast. Temperatures falling into upper 40s to low 50s looking north, and then 71 New Cumberland, 72 Moundsville, Morgantown only 68 for a high on Thursday. Mid-50s east and mid-60s for highs. So we're settling into some cooler air behind this cold front. Elkins 58 tonight. Parkersburg 50 for a low temperature, then 72 for a high. Elkins not quite reaching 70. As we go southward, we'll see Bluefield with 62 and mid-70s to the lower 70s across southern parts of the region for our Thursday. Gradually returning to some 80s over the weekend, but staying very wet into next week.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this, or what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now
right.
you just
So I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television. The conversation starts long before the game.
He doesn't do this to other guests, but every time I'm on here, he creates distractions.
Disrespectful.
With his phone. I mean,
I have to have the phone on in case Pete Thamel breaks another story.
Oh, yeah.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television, available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronews.com.
All right, welcome back. We're going to reset our question of the day, get a couple of responses to that. Also, we'll hear a little bit of Aaron Rodgers' press conference from earlier today where he made the announcement that this will be his final season. He's coming back to the Steelers for one more season. Had a relatively good year last year for the Steelers. Mid, but led the Steelers into the playoffs where, they got a chance to host a playoff game at home, and it didn't go well against the Houston Texans, but he's coming back for this final season with Mike McCarthy, his former coach in Green Bay. So we'll hear some of that in a sec. Also, we'll take a quick peek around Major League Baseball. The Reds won today. The O's play today. The Pirates play tonight. We'll get into some of that. Here's the question of the day. And we've been talking about beer all afternoon because this is kind of a really interesting story about Schlitz. It's the last call for Schlitz beer after 177 years. Pabst owns the brand. It's been dwindling in sales for years, and they've decided that they're going to put the brand on quote-unquote hiatus, and they will do one final 80-barrel batch of Schlitz beer, and it'll be produced in Wisconsin. And, of course, Schlitz is famously known as the beer that made Milwaukee famous. So the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law, what is the most memorable advertising slogan or commercial jingle from your childhood that's still stuck in your head today? What's the most memorable advertising slogan or commercial jingle from your childhood that's still stuck in your head today? The text line here, 304-TALK 304, 304-8255-304. I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY. All right, let's get into a couple of these responses, and then we'll hear from Aaron Rodgers.
And we also have to hear yours. You sometimes.
I got one.
All right.
I got one. Let me write this down. Make sure I remember this. Yeah, got it. All right, here's some of the listener ones. 304-669. Where's the beef? Where's the beef?
Classic.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Classic.
Right? Remember, what was the name of that woman who Pelliteller? Where's the beef?
Oh, the lady? Yeah. I can't remember her name. She was like a celebrity for her whole life.
She was like a celebrity for a moment, and then she tried to do another brand.
Oh yeah,
and she was immediately fired by Wendy's.
It's
Pelliteller? I can't remember.
That seems right. It's interesting that I remember when she passed, and I remember we carried it on the show and we talked about it. It was just interesting that that was such a. I mean, that's a really great example of what you're talking about here because it was such an iconic thing. I mean, we talked about when she passed.
I know.
I mean, that's when you think about it, pretty incredible.
Well, yeah. How many people really warrant that kind of attention?
Well, I mean,
squeeze the Charmin, that
exactly,
kind of thing.
Like we didn't know when he passed. I mean, we might have
the Maytag repair man.
What about the guy you feed a cold?
Yeah.
Right? You remember the guy where you feed a cold? We don't talk about that guy.
So yeah, these people they became national celebrities through commercials and their catchphrases. So where's the beef? That absolutely counts.
Clara Pell is Ron Hughes just texted that in. Clara Pell.
Okay. 304-685. Good to the last drop. Good to the last drop. Maxwell House Coffee.
I'm surprised there's not more jingles. They're mostly just slogans.
Oh, you know what? We probably need. Remember we had a segment that we did years ago where Pat Strader couldn't be on the show.
Yeah, we did beer slogans.
We just did jingles. Like beer jingles.
Because I mean, honestly, to me, I think that to this day, like. To all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. I mean that just lives in my head. What is that from the 80s, right? I mean, it's got to be
maybe from the 70s.
That's old, man, and that still lives in my head.
Here you go. And this was mentioned by someone on X, and here's a texter who remembers this as well. 304-541. Dave, the old time Stroh's beer commercial, the guy crawling across the desert. We talked about that in the 3 o'clock hour, where the guy is crawling across the desert, comes across somebody and says he needs Stroh's, and the prospector offers him water and says, no, what I was really looking for was a Stroh's. That was a really good campaign.
Hey, I got another one for you while I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
I'll just say one phrase, and I don't have to say anything else, and I bet you'll remember what it's from. New York City.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that was like 90s or something, I think. And that was something that, I mean, we could be doing anything in the middle of playing basketball or something, and somebody just suddenly be like, New York City.
That's so true. That's so true. 304-561. Dave, my baloney has a first name. It's Oscar. You know,
to this day, that's how I remember how to spell Oscar Mayer.
That's exactly right. So that's outstanding. We have a ton of response to this. Here you go. And we have a couple of local ones,
I got one, too. Yeah, go ahead.
304-610. Dave, DJ in the Weather, brought to you by Richter Keener Augustiner, one of America's finest beers. Yeah, Randy Yohe sent me a text on that, too. He was at Channel 3 forever. He goes, Jewel Huffman would pitch Richer, Cleaner, Augustiner on WSAZ. He said after the last take, the crew would guzzle a case and then go back to work.
Nice.
I don't know if I ever told you this. Do you know Jewel Huffman and I were in the same fantasy baseball league for a while?
Oh, really?
Love the Reds.
I didn't know
Love
that.
the Reds. First time I ever went to a draft with him, first player he took, Pete Rose. Second player, Mario Soto.
There you go, right? I have a quick regional one to
Okay.
throw in here. I think it was a regional company. Do you remember Ballards?
Oh, yeah.
BALLARDS spells Ballard.
And they didn't change that ad forever.
No, and wasn't it like a little pig that danced around on the street?
Yeah, the little pigs would dance.
In my head forever.
Oh,
yes.
man. Oh, that is so true. So there you go. We got a whole bunch of these. Here you go. And Joel from Wilmington, North Carolina. That's the one he wants to talk about, ballads.
There we go. Yeah, I hear you, Joel. I hear
there
you,
you
Joel.
go. BALLARDS spells ballads.
And I think there was two verses. I think it was like,
yeah, there are two
RDS,
verses.
It's true.
Yeah, that's right. There are two verses.
I forget how it goes, but it's something like that.
Let's see. Yeah, we got it. Oh, man, we got so many responses to this.
I love this.
Hey, let's hear a little bit of Aaron Rodgers. So, not really a surprise, right? Not really a surprise. I think the surprise was that he announced it.
Yeah, that he didn't
You
milk
know?
it for another like 8 months next year. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
good for him, honestly. Good
I
for
agree.
him.
But
good for him.
But there are some guys that really don't want to do a farewell tour. You know, I got kind of the feel. Remember when Kareem did his farewell tour, and so every city he would go to, he would get gifts. And you know, by the time he got like his fourth or fifth rocking chair, you know, he was done with it. Okay. Do you see LeBron as the kind of guy who wants to do like a farewell tour? I don't know if I can't see it. I
don't know, man. Part of me thinks that he might just pull the pin like in between seasons when you don't know. Like, he'll be like, all right, that was it, and not do something like that. Because for LeBron, a farewell tour would be both from fans and from the non-fans more than likely. And I don't know, that would get tough after 80 games.
Oh, I agree.
You know, that would get tired.
Yeah. So here's Aaron Rodgers today meeting the media, and really the beginning of this presser talks more about his decision to come back this season before he mentions that this will be his final season. Here's Rodgers.
Glad to be back. And was there much doubt, if any, you would come back?
Yeah, there was some doubt for sure, but I had good conversations with Mike going back to when he was hired, and yeah, it's nice to come back. I mean, it felt different than last year because I knew some of the guys and some of the people that work here and stuff, so it felt good coming in.
Aaron, what was that decision-making process like for you? How did you eventually come to the decision to return?
I had a lot of conversations with Mike and Omar and for a while, and I just had a lot of conversations with my wife about it, and after the draft came to the conclusion that I wanted to play, I wanted to come back.
Aaron, last year when you signed, you said decisions made out of ego for you were unfulfilling, but ones that came from your soul was best for your soul. Is that the case in this instance, and why is that?
Well, I mean, I had a conversation with Omar at the end of last year, and I encouraged him for an outside perspective to interview Mike, not thinking that he even would, honestly, just because the way the league goes and the trend, it's kind of like whoever worked with Sean, Kyle, or one of those guys, Matt now, gets a lot of looks, and multiple guys in those trees have, but then when it became more serious, I was thinking, wow, that'd be really interesting thought to come back and play with Mike. And it's more than just Mike. I mean, James Campen is a close friend, been a close friend since he was coaching Green Bay with me for 14 years. Mark Lavatt, same thing. Grant Thorne, been around him a long time. Obviously, I know Simmons and Joe Witt, Pat Graham from my time in Green Bay. So a lot of familiarity with those guys.
Aaron, what excites you about the roster? What's your thoughts on the roster?
Well, I think, we were close last year. I think we added some good pieces. I felt like we needed a lineman probably at some point. They drafted a guy in the first round they liked. Thought we needed somebody who could work in the slot. And obviously Jeremy being picked there is a guy they think can do it. Bringing in Pittman, was obviously a good addition. Rico Dotto, Jamel on defense, Brisker, as well. So a lot of good pieces added to the mix.
Would you have come back for any of those other guys you mentioned, or did it have to be Coach McCarthy to come back for?
Well, that's a what-if conversation. I don't really want to go way down that line, but, there's definitely a full circle aspect to it that piqued my interest from the start.
Aaron, when you see Pittman, you see Dotto, and you see the attention they paid to offense in the draft, you said you made the decision after the draft. Did you, seeing the pieces that they wanted to add for you, influence your decision to come up?
Well, I think they're adding for the team and not sure where I was at. But Mike and I had a lot of good conversations over the weeks. We talked, at least every week, if not a couple times a week. And I actually was down in Southern California with Will, so I got to throw with Pittman down there. And I've known him a little bit. He's a Southern California kid. So I've always respected his game, but he's a smart player. He's got good hands, good catch radius. So obviously pairing him with DK I thought was good for us.
Mike said it was a special moment when you guys both walked onto the field together. What was that like from your perspective, just to be reunited with them?
I mean, I love Mike. Mike and I spend a lot of time together. A lot of great highs over the years. A lot of respect for him, and it's pretty amazing. Guys coached at 3 iconic franchises now with Green Bay and Dallas.
All right, there you go. That's Aaron Rodgers earlier today, confirming that this will be his final season in the NFL, his second season with the Steelers. And you take a look at some of these numbers. Now that he's coming to the end of his career, where his career numbers are going to be projected. I mean, Coop, the guy's thrown for 66,000 yards. So he's 5th all-time right now. 527 touchdown passes, 4th all-time. He's started 163 games. That's 6th all-time. 163 wins, excuse me. That's 6th all-time. He's 5th in quarterback starts with 257. He's got nearly 5,700 completions. He's in the top 10 there. And attempts, he's had over 8,700 attempts. Imagine that. 8,700 plus passing attempts in 21 years in the NFL? That's crazy.
No question, Hall of Famer. I don't think there's any doubt
absolutely.
about that. Really, he has the one Super Bowl. Other than that, he reminds me a little bit of like a Dan Marino or somebody. I mean, frankly, an elite player. Dan Marino, in a lot of people's eyes, was probably overshadowed a bit by Joe Montana. But Aaron Rodgers was overshadowed by Tom Brady.
Yeah, great arm, no doubt. So let's take a break. We'll come back with more in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Lane Tobin and I'm a project consultant with Civil and Environmental Consultants. Growing up in West Virginia, I always dreamed of giving back to my community. That's why I chose CEC. As an employee-owned firm, we combine big company support with a close-knit culture. From stormwater management to new pedestrian trails, with every project, I see the impact we're making and I couldn't be prouder. CEC isn't just where I work, it's where I make a difference. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
When you hired me, you were 29. You seemed like you were 50 when you were 29. You were running that thing like a 50-year-old man. All right, we got to go get some tape. Come on, get out of there.
I think I've sort of always been 50, and I think I'm 50 now.
Yeah, me too.
That's
me too.
a great point.
Join Tony Carini, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for Three Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
All right, welcome back. Man, we've had a little bit of everything in this show today. You know, it seems like we've been waiting for WVU baseball to play for days, right? Well, they're finally going to play a game tomorrow, and their game is going to be on ESPNU. They will play the survivor of tonight's second-round game in the Big 12 tournament between K-State and TCU. Coop, that game's not going to start till 11 o'clock tonight. Can you imagine?
Wow. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, not until 11 o'clock tonight. So we'll be talking more about Mountaineer baseball tomorrow. The Pirates get back at it tonight in St. Louis. Pirates kind of hit the skids here. They lost to the Cardinals last night. J.J. Weatherholt hit another home run. I mentioned this in the Sound of Sports. He's got 9 home runs as a rookie for the Cardinals, and 3 of them have come against the Pirates. So we'll see if the Bucs can slow him down a little bit tonight. So the Bucs are at St. Louis. First pitch, 7:45. Game's already in the books. The O's lost to the Rays this afternoon, 5-3. The Twins beat the Astros at home in Minneapolis, 4-1. Game's in progress, top of the 9th. Rangers are trailing the Rockies in Denver, 4-3. Bottom of the 8th, the Diamondbacks, who walked it off against the Giants last night, 6-3. They lead San Francisco. Top of the 6th, Mariners and White Sox are tied at 2 in Seattle. Reds win today, Coop, and, Sal Stewart had 4 hits. He had 4 hits in the game. He had a 2-run homer in the 9th inning, and the Reds banged out 15 hits in this game. They had 6 players with multiple hit games today.
There's a few things that I'm starting to whatever happens with the Reds. I mean, I think that, possibly a little bit of a plus 500 team is what we have going on here. But a couple things that give me some hope. Number one, they're sitting TJ Friedel, which I think they needed to do. And so it's kind of nice to see them working some other guys in, and Dunn's playing pretty well. Friedel's been bad all year and, frankly, was not great outside of the first half of last year, and then he kind of rode that for a long time. So that's nice. Sal Stewart hitting, if he's able to level that and right the ship a little bit, that's really the thing that they need. Ellie's power will come when he has to stop going down and getting hits out of the strike zone. I mean, he's doing fine, but he needs some balls to hit. He'll get that with Sal Stewart giving him some protection behind him.
So Stewart, 4 hits, a double, a home run, his 12th of the year, 3 runs scored, 2 RBI. Lowe had 2 doubles. Blade had 2 hits today and scored a run.
Man, he's been that lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
He's been that lightning in a bottle.
And Steer had a good game. He had 2 hits today. He's got an 11-game hitting streak. He's had base hits in 21 of his last 22 games. 18 in a row on the road, right? So McLean, though, still scuffling.
Yeah, man. I think the jury's in on him. He's like a 220 hitter at best. That's just who he is.
So the Reds really have been struggling, but they go into Philadelphia and they beat arguably the hottest team in the majors 2 out of 3. So Schwarber didn't play again today, so he missed all the games in this series. But the Reds win 9-4. Let's take a break. We'll come back and wrap it up for the day in a minute.
The YMCA is just a starting line. For the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick below the surface. My why is diversity in unity, a safe space in my community, living with sincerity, giving every day my everything. With my why, I stand strong, seen and supported all along. It's a million faces in a mirror and everyone belongs. Find your why. Learn more at ymca.org for a better us.
Ask yourself what you will miss more, your children or cigarettes. As long as I can remember, my mother smoked. She died from lung cancer when I was 16. I could not take the chance of continuing smoking and not being here for my daughter. I know how much I needed my mom still, and I didn't realize it until I had lost her.
You're not just quitting for yourself. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
After my wife died, I felt like I lost everything, including my love of fishing. But one day, my granddaughter called, and I realized I still had a lot to look forward to. I got referred to a psychiatrist who explained depression can happen to anyone. Getting help doesn't make me weak. It makes me stronger. I just wish it made me better at fishing.
Mental health care is working for Diego. See what it can do for you at mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post-9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing, to get the help you need,
to find peace. And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose AmeriCorps.
right, folks, that is going to do it for today's show. We thank you so much for listening, sending your answers to our question of the day and more. We had so many great responses to the question of the day today. A lot of this stuff is going to be in the follow-up file on Friday at 3:50-ish. Stay tuned for the news at the top of the hour. Sports Line is on the other side. My name's Dave Weekley. I will talk to you tomorrow beginning at 3:06 right here on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hotline on the Metro News Network is presented by Salango Law, salangolaw.com. Hear Hotline weekdays from 3 until 6 on this Metro News station or wvmetronews.com. Visit the site or your favorite podcast service for past shows and features. This has been Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.